Hi guys, welcome back. So if you haven't already found out by the thumbnail, what we're going to do is a review of a bunch of palettes from Shop Hush. This is in collaboration with them. They did send me all the products. I was not paid any money, but they did send the products for free for me to review for you guys. So I have a stack of items that I've actually used here. We have some, actually I believe all of these are from Bad Habit. I was also sent a few from Face Candy, but I am not trying those out because I want to do a giveaway for you guys in this video as well. So I'm definitely saving those. I did just want to share some of the items with you so you can try them out and see for yourself what your thoughts are. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So as we go along, I did do some looks with some of the palettes, so I will pop up pictures just so that you guys know. I think the one so far that I'm still going to be working on that I have not took a picture of is the Royals palette. I believe this is the one that they're stating closely mimics the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette, but I don't have that one, so I can't say whether or not it actually does mimic that. But here is the palette for the Royals one. It definitely has like that kind of feel. It's got like the cranberries and things in here. Now I have used this palette a few times and so far so good. Some of the colors are a little bit powdery. They're a little bit hard to blend in this particular palette, but the shimmers and things like that are very pigmented. Some of these, like the berry tones, they're not super duper pigmented. Like even when I swatch it on my finger, it you can see it on here, it just doesn't leave a nice clean streak across the skin. It kind of digs in a little bit into my pores and hairs, and like even if you blend that out, it's not very pigmented. So I feel like with some of their mattes and some of the shadows you will notice that, but in some of the other ones they're very, very nice. So with any makeup brand, they're going to have hits and misses. They definitely have some hits in my book, so let's just keep going through them. So I'm going to swatch a couple more colors out of the Royals palette. So I've got the 4 colors here. We'll go ahead and swatch them out. So that is Queen. Then we've got Monarch. And then we've got Primrose. And then we've got Regal. So you can see it's just got a little bit of fallout too. And again, you guys, keep in mind, this palette is only $10. So we're talking a difference in, you know, $30+ between what this is duping and this actual item. So I don't feel like it's terrible, but I mean, the shadows, some of them do have their issues, but so far it's workable. I have to say this particular palette is not one of my favorites, but it's definitely workable. I'll continue to use it. I do like the color selection that they put in here, and I'll leave it at that. You know, it's a $10 palette that gives you colors that a lot of the drugstore palettes are just now starting to think of coming out with. I have to say, I do believe that the Aura and the Retro Love, as far as the color selection, is my favorite out of all of them. Now, Aura, I believe, is duping the newest Prism palette. I could be wrong. I'll swatch a few colors here for you. I like Phenomenon, which is this glittery one here. And then I use this Ecstasy one's really pretty, and Dynasty. And then we'll swatch this yellow one because I feel like that one doesn't really perform all that well, and it feels really chalky. It doesn't have quite the payoff that I was hoping for. So this one is Phenomenon. And as you can see, it's very pretty. It's very like shimmery. It's definitely got that metallic glow to it. So this is Ecstasy here, and goes on amazingly pigmented. It's beautiful. It's kind of got like that duochrome. It's not a duochrome, but it's kind of got that blue-green type of effect to it. And then we've got Destiny here. Again, just another great smoky metallic. It goes on with no problem. And then we have Energy, which is this yellow one. And as you can see with the yellow one, it's just lacking pigmentation. It's kind of chalky, patchy, chunky. It's not going to give you that bold punch like you feel like it should from in the pan. But again, the Aura palette is $12. So this one is a $12 palette. I'm pretty impressed with these. So I'm happy that they sent them. I'm kind of interested to buy more, even though I kind of don't really need to. But yeah, I love this palette. It's just got a great selection. I use this Awakening in the crease all the time, or you can use Haze, which is a nice crease color. This Mystique is just a nice terracotta red. And then you have your standards if you want to do like more of an everyday look with the browns and golds and coppery colors. You can use this in the crease as well if you're fair skin toned. This is great inner corner highlights or just all over the lid. So I feel like you've got a lot of options. As far as this Immortal, the black, I feel like it's just kind of chunky again, just like the yellow. As you can see, it's sort of dusty, chalky. So I'm not in it for the black colors anyway. I usually don't use a lot of black in my eyeshadow looks, so I'm okay with that. And I do have other black shadows that are, you know, better pigmented. Again, this one is the Aura palette. It's $12. Next, I have to say, I think this one is my favorite as far as shade selection. And there's one particular shade in here that I just really love because I love greens. This is the Retro Love palette. And as you can see, it's right here. I believe this dupes the, what's the one that everyone had problems with the fallout? I don't know. But whatever the counterpart is, this color here is Psychedelic. It's like a duochrome that has a little bit of a pink shift to it. This Icon is my absolute favorite color in here. I used it in the look that you will see. And it just has a lot of interesting colors in here. It does have the majority of it is mattes because there's only 3 shimmers in here. So again, this is Psychedelic. And you can see it's just got that nice shift to it. It has very bold pink reflect in there. Then Icon, which is the one I really like. It's kind of like a yellow, green, like citron type of color. I really like that one. And then this one is Flower Power. And this matte is a little bit chalky still. It has some fallout, but it goes on a little bit more opaque, which is nice. And then we have Free Love. And again, this is dusty, kind of patchy. It doesn't blend all that well, but it's a $12 palette, you know? So you're gonna have some hits and misses. I love this palette and I love the look that I created with it. So again, this is the Retro Love palette and this one is $12. Okay, so next up are these bigger palettes. I believe they're supposed to dupe like some Huda palettes. So here is Athena. And as you can see here, it's definitely got some mix of shimmers and mattes. We've got Epic here, which is a really pretty color. Gleam is a pretty color. This is actually like a pressed glitter in Darling. I haven't actually used that one, the glitter on the eye, but I have used this palette on the eye. And it has a lot of like midtones, which is really great for your crease area. This one though, Purity, I used it in the look that I did, but it took a lot of time building it up, so I'll swatch that one for you. It just didn't have the pigmentation that I wanted, but a lot of the other shimmers in here are really great, and I think it's well worth just that if you think you're going to use the colors. So the Athena palette and the Aphrodite palette that I'll talk about next, these are both $12 as well. All right, so we have Gleam here at the top, and it definitely looks like it would be a lot darker in the pan because, again, that's this color right here. So I hope you guys can see that. And it's definitely a lot lighter. It feels almost like a topper when you swatch it out. And then the next one is Epic. Oh, not next to each other, they kind of actually look pretty similar. They feel very soft and buttery in the pan. I'm gonna swatch Gleam again, maybe give it a little bit more so you can tell. But they're right there. I feel like they'd be easy to build up on the eye. They'd be fun inner corner highlights, that kind of thing. This is the one Justice I was really hoping for a little bit more punch from, but I know that these purpley colors are hard to do. And as you can see, it's just kind of washed out. It's kind of chalky and chunky, unfortunately. And then we have Darling, which is the pressed glitter. And this I'd actually be curious to use. It doesn't feel like it's got like a Vaseline type of greasy product in there with it. It definitely just feels like glitter, so you'd have to use like a glitter glue, but that's kind of fun that they popped that in there. I believe it is in the, you know, the palette that they're duping as well. Then let's go into Aphrodite. This one's pretty fun as well. The shimmers in here, I guess I wouldn't really call them shimmers. They're a little bit leaning more towards metallic. This row here and like these are definitely more chunky. They're not like a satiny smooth kind of shimmery product. And this Lust color is very intense. It's very pretty on the eyes. Heartbreak, I haven't even swatched that, but we can swatch the black. And I'll swatch some of these glittery ones and one of these shimmers and then some of the mattes. So it might be out of order. We're going to swatch Lust first, which will be at the top. And as you can see, as I'm swatching it, it is falling down a little bit, but it is a very intense red. I feel like you could definitely get it to work. And I don't have this color in any of my other palettes, so it's definitely an interesting color for me. Then I have, oh, this one's called Crush. I thought it was Tease. This one's Crush. And it's just a very pretty pink with some gold reflect in it, and it feels very soft and buttery. It's a very pretty color. And then this one's Infatuation. It's that chunkier, glittery, more metallic. They almost feel like sticky, but they go on nice and it doesn't seem to have a lot of fallout. And then this one is Heartbreaker, which is the black in the palette. And the black, again, as you can see, is just kind of dusty. It doesn't have like full-on, you know, opaque color. I think in this palette, what I also want to swatch is just a couple more of the mattes, because some of the mattes are hit or miss, and I feel like the ones that I've been swatching have not been that great. I'm going to try this Flirt. I haven't used that one, but I'm going to try Blushing and Adore, which is colors that I've used, and then one of these browns. So I'm just going to swatch another 4 from this palette. So we're going to do Flirt on the top, which is a pink. And that one is a little bit powdery, but it's not quite as patchy. And then we have Blushing, which is one that I use in the crease quite a bit. And it does have a little bit of fallout, but it blends out quite a bit better. And then we have Seduction. And this is actually a nice brown. Like, as you can see, it's not sort of patchy looking like the black. Those colors blend out really nice and smooth. So don't think that all the mattes are bad, because they're not. It's just some are hit or miss, so you have to play around with them. Okay, last but not least, the palette that I'm going to swatch is their Paradise Highlight Palette. Now, they do have another one, which is the Oasis Highlight Palette, but I've swatched this one. I am going to put this one in the giveaway. I believe these are dupes for like the Anastasia Beverly Hills. They're 4 pan ones. Now, in this, you do get 3 powder ones, which is White Sands, Mai Tai, and Resting Beach Face. And then you get a cream one, which is Sunkissed. So I'm going to swatch all of those for you. I have been playing around with them. The cream one is actually really nice, and it doesn't feel greasy or anything like that. White Sands, even though it looks really white in the palette, it definitely has some gold reflect to it, so it's definitely not just white. And then Mai Tai seems to be more of like a blush topper for me, just because I'm so fair, but I'll use it like on the Cupid's bow and things like that. So we're going to start off with the cream one first. This is Sunkissed. And as you can see, it just gives like a nice sheen to the skin. It's not too bad if you just stipple it out. It's not going to break up your foundation at all. And then after it dries, oh man, I forgot I had all those other swatches on there. After it dries, it goes a little bit more powder finish, so it's really nice. And then the next one I'm going to do is White Sands. Now see, there's a little bit of fallout, but it's not bad because you're not putting that much on your face at one time. But as you can see, it definitely has more of a gold undertone with that white. And then we have Resting Beach Face, which is definitely more of like a sandy type of color. These do feel very creamy when you're putting them on. That one still has like definitely a gold undertone, and it's a little bit deeper than the White Sands, but they're similar, so I don't know on the face if you're going to be able to tell too much of a difference. And then you have Mai Tai. And these I feel like you could use as eyeshadows as well, because they're very intense. But those are the 3 there. They swatch really, really nice. They're not chunky, they're not too glittery, but I feel like they're really good quality. The highlighting kits for those are $10. Okay, so again, they do have another kit called Oasis. I will just open it for you and show you, but I'm going to put this one in the giveaway, so if you're interested in that, definitely click the links below and follow through. But this one is a little bit deeper, and I don't think would just really work all that great for my skin tone, but the Pina Colada is going to be the cream highlighter in here, and it's definitely got a lot of gold. There's Nude Beach, which seems like it definitely has a lot of gold as well. These look very similar in the pan to me. In the viewfinder, this one looks a little bit lighter. And in the pan this definitely seems like it's more gold. And then they have Tan Lines, which is more of like a bronzy color, and then Vacay, which is sort of similar to the other one where it's more like a blush topper type of color. Now, I do want to tell you guys, these came incredibly well packed. That was so cool. They did such a good job packing these things. The other eyeshadow palette that I have from Bad Habit is called Inferno. This I'm going to include in the giveaway, so I did not swatch it. Let me take it out of here. The Inferno is one of those $12 palettes. I did like the other two of the $12 palettes, but this one I just felt like I thought it looked really, really pretty, but I just wouldn't get as much use out of it. So I wanted to save it for you guys. I think it's supposed to dupe like the Naked Heat or something like that, but they've got White Hot, Glow, Flames, Baked, Lit, Bronze, Burn, Blaze, Warmth, Hotspot, Ignite, and Smolder. So as you can see, you got a bunch of mattes and 4 intensely shimmery colors in here. No, five shimmers. This one is more of like a shimmer, and then these ones I would consider more of like a metallic, but you could do a lot of really nice warm looks in here. But I feel like I tend to I like warm colors, but I like cool tones with just a little bit more. So I feel like someone else who really might love those cool warm tones better than me. So I'm going to pass this one on to you guys. Now the following items they sent me as well. They are from Face Candy, which I have not tried anything from the Face Candy line, because I am going to give all these items away to you guys. The first is an eyeshadow palette called Tropics. And I don't know that these are specifically trying to dupe anybody. I think Bad Habit is a little bit more known for that. The packaging of this reminds me a little bit of the old Too Faced ones that come in the cardboard. But all of these palettes seem very well made. So this is a little bit more of a warmer palette as well. It's got some burgundies and some corally type colors, but a little bit of browns in there to ground it. This says that they are cruelty free. So we've got Tropics, which will be in the giveaway, so definitely enter for that. The other one is Rainforest. We'll open it here. This one out of the two palettes looked the most interesting to me. And I'll tell you what colors. This Wild one looks like an insanely pigmented, like green, brown, burgundy type shifting color. This Rainfall looks really interesting. I hope that it would perform the same way in the pan as it looks. And then this Nocturnal looks like a black, but it has a lot of glitter pigments in it, and it's like blue and purple and pink and fuchsia. It's just got a lot of different colors in there. This Perry looks like a really fun sort of goldy, almondy take on like a green. And then they also have Lush, and then they have three really warm colors. So this one looked the most interesting to me out of those two. Next up are their two highlighting palettes. This one is the unicorn one, and then they have a mermaid one. Again, these are from Face Candy. So here is the unicorn one. It looks so pretty with the sort of holographic packaging. And again, all these palettes just seem really well made. I'm gonna slide right out. I believe, and this one looks like I did something to it, but I did not. There's just kind of like a little gouge or something in that was already there. So I think that's something to do with the pressing. I did not swatch this. Whoever gets this, I did not swatch this. But I think this is duping maybe some of the Anastasia other highlighting palettes. So we've got Wonder, which looks like a green, Celeste, which has like a blue, Dream and Enchant kind of seems similar. This one seems like it's a little bit more peach, and this one has a little bit more pink. And then Stardust and Fantasy, but you can see those there. All right, so let's get into the mermaid one. And again, has a very pretty holographic packaging. It sort of has like a ghosted image of a mermaid on there, and it just says Highlight Collection. Now this one I feel like is trying to dupe the Anastasia Moonchild one, like verbatim, the colors. So we have Serene, which has got like a little blue reflect in it. Lure, you can clearly see that's purple. Gleam is a little more peachy. Enchant has a little bit of like light blue, violet-y type of reflect. Aquarius looks like it's between a purple and a silver, and then Entranced is like the silver. I am going to leave the giveaway up for a while. All the details will be in the description bar, so definitely check that. As far as Shop Hush's website, check it out. They do have a bunch of stuff besides for just these dupe palettes. So if that's not your thing, whatever your thoughts are on companies duping products, If you don't want to support that, that's fine, but they do have a bunch of other things on there. I've been on there. They have like different drugstore stuff. They have K-beauty products. They have just lots of brands that I think you could really spend a lot of money there, because they just have a bunch of different brands that you could then all get at one time instead of buying from multiple websites. So that's kind of cool. I believe you do get free shipping on their app if you use the app on the phone, but I've only been, no, I do have the app on my phone, but I haven't bought anything else besides this. Emily Noel did a really good video of ones I believe that she purchased on her own, so if you guys are interested in checking that out, she reviewed some other palettes that I did not get sent, so if you want to check out more, definitely check that video out. But I just want to let you guys know too that they came, they packaged these really well. I'm going to show you how much packing material I have. I just have packing material everywhere, but I'm going to go ahead and save them. They put in these big bubble guys in there, and a lot of the palettes came in these bubble wrap sleeves that really fit the palettes very well. So I think they did an amazing job at packing that stuff. It's better packed than any makeup delivery I've ever had. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!